Hi, class of 2019. This is Mr. Maglalang. I am your GLOPED teacher, and if you watched the first video, you'll know that GLOPED stands for Global Political and Economic Decisions. Today we're going to look at CNN Student News, one of the resources we use, and actually a very important resource, actually. CNN Student News will often serve as a jumping off point for discussions and even projects. We usually watch the CNN Student News at the beginning of class. Sometimes we'll watch it at the end. But either way, before we watch, you will take out a sheet of Cornell notes. As you're watching the video, you'll write down your notes on the right side of your Cornell notes. After you watch the video, you'll be given some time to write down some questions and comments. And then we have a general classroom discussion regarding the CNN. I might even give you a prompt as a jumping off point for deep discussion. When we're watching the CNN, I simply don't want you to remember and jot down the names and events and locations and get an idea for what's going on in the context of the present, but also look at it from what is the historical context from 10 years ago, from 100 years ago, from 1,000 years ago. I also want you to create questions that extend the article themselves as well, that look deeper beyond what you watch in the CNN. And here's sort of an example of that. I believe, yes it is, this is the last video article from, the last CNN from last school year. Dated June 5th. This is a little clip on the presidential candidates who've announced.
Rick Perry announced his candidacy on Thursday. He served as the governor of Texas for 14 years. He ran in the 2012 presidential race, and he says he's looking for a second chance for the Republican Party's nomination in 2016. That makes a total of 14 people, 10 Republicans and 4 Democrats, who've officially entered the race. More candidates are expected to join them. So we looked at, what was meant by Rick Perry asking for a second chance? It almost sounded pleading, and it turns out Rick Perry, the first time around, had a very poor showing at a debate. In fact, he came off as someone who couldn't think very fast on their feet, and he looked very non-presidential. And so we wondered in class, how's he going to do in debates the second time around? Has the public forgotten about his very poor showing the first time around? And does it help or hurt that the second President Bush was also governor of Texas, and that relationship as well? We also looked at presidential dynasties. Now, at this point, Jeb Bush had not announced his candidacy, but we speculated, what would it mean for someone such as Jeb Bush, whose brother and father were presidents, and Hillary Clinton, who of course has announced, her husband being president, are presidential dynasties being formed. And what does that mean for presidential elections in the future? Right. All right. So hope to see you soon. And have some really good, deep, and interesting discussions around the CNN. All right. See you guys later.